to the channel. So in today's video, we're going to be doing some runs in the Hellcat Durango. I feel like ever since I got it, we haven't been doing too much with it. So today we're going to be doing some draggy runs. If you guys don't know what that is and you watched my previous video, it's a small device. I believe it's like $150. You get it off Amazon, and it records like your 0 to 60, 60 to 130, your quarter mile, and all that stuff. Now, if you have an SRT and really any Hellcats, Scat Packs, if you go to your performance pages, you can do all that right from the radio. But I'm not sure which one's more accurate. I don't know if the SRT pages or the draggy is better. So we're gonna be doing both today. I'm gonna have the draggy set up on my phone, right in the cup holder. And then we're gonna have the performance pages doing its thing on the radio. And then we'll see what time is better. So we're gonna do 0 to 60. I think 0 to 60 time should be really accurate since this Hellcat Durango is a 4-wheel drive. I know when we did the runs in the Elephant, we got really crappy times because I had really no traction. Although I was on the radio, I wasn't hooking to the ground for nothing. So the times are really off. The 60 to 130 wasn't as close because I was doing it wrong. I was reading the comments after that, and people were saying that when you're doing a 60-30, you're supposed to go like at 50 miles per hour and past 60. I was hitting it off of 60, so maybe my times were a little bit off. So maybe we'll redo the Elephant some other day, but today we're gonna focus on the Hellcat Durango. And also, before we start with that, while we're driving to the location, I realized, and I've seen a lot of the comments and a lot of DMs people were sending me off of the last video when I was showing you guys the jailbreak that I ordered. And I did see it, I did notice it when I was editing the video, that my address, my old address, was showing through the marker, but I really didn't care for it since it was my old address. I didn't really think that nothing crazy could happen. So in part of the video, although the Sharpie was on there, you could still see the address through the light and the camera. It was showing my old address through there, but I had nothing to worry about since I haven't been there maybe 2 or 3 years. I really didn't care for it. But shout out to everyone. I'm not even joking. I got probably 30 or 40 DMs back to back, everybody warning me and that my address is showing. So I replied back to them and I told them you guys have nothing to worry about. But shout out to you guys for caring for the safety. I'm gonna go ahead and get set up. I did bring the other camera with me as well, and I did get the tripod this time so we could get some better recordings from the outside. And then once we're done with this 0 to 60, we'll do it a 60 to 130 and see what that does. Now, you know what's crazy is that the 0 to 60 from the manufacturer, like if you go online, it's 3.4 seconds. And 3.4 seconds, I'm pretty sure is on a prepped street, perfect, you know, weather and all that stuff, right? Now, if you look at mine, I did it in 3.5 seconds, and that was just me messing around. I wasn't even really trying to beat any kind of time. So today we're gonna try it again. I don't think I'm gonna beat that time because we've had some rain these past couple days, so the floors or the roads are a little bit wet. But we're gonna try, see what kind of time we're gonna get, and then we'll see it on the draggy as well, and see if the draggy will beat the 3.5, which I doubt it will. So let's go ahead and get set up, and we'll see what kind of time we can get with the Hellcat Durango. Also, make sure you guys stay tuned for the end of the video. I know I've been telling you guys this maybe for the past like month, but I really didn't have time. So this time I'm gonna add it to the end of this video. It's not gonna be really focusing on just that topic, but I'm gonna teach you guys, or actually I'm gonna show you exactly how to do it through my computer. And that's how to first start your credit, how to build your credit, open your first credit card, and really how important credit is, because a lot of people don't realize that, especially younger people. But thank God I did it when I was young, so it's paying off now. Credit is really everything. For example, this Hellcat Durango, if I didn't have good credit, they probably would have wanted like a huge down payment. They probably would have asked for like a cosigner and all that BS, right? But due to me having good credit, I walked out of the dealership driving this thing out with nothing out of pocket. I'm talking not a dollar. I just signed and I drove off, and that's just because I have good credit. And now credit is important when you're coming to get a car, if you want a new car, if you want a new house, if you're really, now sometimes even with an employment, credit will affect that as well, because with credit, it just tells people that how responsible you are with paying your bills back, and just a lot of things that go in place. So I'll show you guys the steps that I followed, what credit card I opened first. And so I'm gonna teach you guys the basics on how to start. It's not really gonna be focusing just on that, like I said, but if you guys are more interested in that, I could do a whole nother video because there's really a lot to it, but I'm gonna teach you the basics in the end of the video. So make sure you stay tuned and I'll teach you guys about that. All right, so I was getting the tires warm a little bit. So there's a trick that not a lot of people know, and so of course you got to put it in track mode first. And then with traction, so you want to hit it first, just like that. And then what you want to do is hold the brake, put it in drive, and hold the traction button, and the watch what's gonna do. It's gonna turn it off completely, so just like that. That's what you want. Now when you put it in track mode, see how it says stability control off? Usually it will say like track, so it's still on in a way, but it's not off completely. What you want to do is completely shut it off, because if it starts spinning, it's gonna cut down on power and you're not gonna get your full performance out of it. All right, so I got the draggy. I'm gonna reset that, and then we're gonna go to our performance pages. 0 to 60, 3.5. So the test I just did was 4.2. So even on these slippy streets, and you've seen it, how it's spinning on the video, we still got a pretty good time. Now we're gonna try it out, hit the brake. Now the way I like to launch it is, I don't use a launch control button. I set it at probably 1500, just like that. And then once we're ready, we'll hit it. See, that was 3.9, so that was way better than the last run. Now on here, oh, so it's pretty close. So on here it said 3.97. And I hear sirens. I hope they're not coming for us. So 3.97, we're gonna redo it one time. Let's see if we get closer to that 3.5. So again, you know what? Let's try it with launch control this time. Let's see if we can beat that 3.9 using launch. So with launch, you hit the brake all the way, and then hit the gas all the way, and then let go of the brake. Wow, that was 3.7, so that was better. 3.7. But we're still not beating at 3.5. We're still slipping a lot. The streets are way too wet. I think that's good enough. Now we're gonna go pick up that camera before someone runs it over, and we're gonna go try the 60 to 130 and see what kind of time we get with that. Yeah, there's a lot of freaking dirt on the floor. I hear everything picking it up. So we'll pick up that camera real quick, and then we'll try our 60 to 130. So they say that the Hellcat Durango is faster than the Trackhawk, although I really don't see how that's possible. The Hellcat Durango is a 3-row seat. It most likely weighs more. So even being that it has 3 more horsepower, because the Hellcat Durangos have 710, then the Trackhawks being 707, I really don't see how that's even possible. All right, guys. So once it drops under 60, then I'll make the pass. All right, now. That was 133. 60 to 130 is 11 seconds. When I slow down, I'll show you guys how it looks on the timer. Like I said, it doesn't show it on the SRT pages because it only goes to 0 to 100. But I'll show you how it looks on the draggy in a minute. So that was the time right over there, 11:22, 60 to 130. I was gonna redo it, but there's way too much traffic, so I'm like, whatever. So that was our time for 60 to 130, and our 0 to 60, the best was 3.7. Well, my best was 3.5, but the best that we did today was 3.7. I might redo it when the weather clears up a little bit and these roads get a little bit more dry. But now I'm gonna head back to the house, and I'll show you guys how to do that credit card application and which credit to choose. All right, guys, I'm getting into the whole credit card thing as I promised. So if you want to skip through all this and go to the direct link, you can use my referral, which I'll keep in the description. That also helped me out if you use that. But if not, what you'll do is you'll go to the Capital One website. Now, really, I'm just telling you exactly what I did, how I started, and what card I started off with. So you'll go to the Capital One website, and under credit cards, you're going to click this one over here that says Building Credit. And then this is the one you want to select, this card over here, the Platinum Secured. So this is really good if you're just starting, like if you didn't already start your credit. I'm not sure how it works, you have like already bad credit. So this is really good if you're watching this video and you're just starting your first credit card. This is going to be perfect for you. So click on this one over here, the Platinum Secured, and then see where it says right over here, it says refundable deposit of $49, $99, or $200. So basically what it is, it's like a debit card that you put a deposit into. So you can deposit like $49, $99, $200, and that's probably the max. And this is gonna act like your initial credit line. So the more you put in, the more you can use. I think when I started, I put in $200 because the key to this is you're not supposed to use the whole $200. If you do get approved for this card, you're supposed to use only like 30%. So 30% of $200 is what, 60 or something? So click on this card over here. And I think, yeah, see, so you can fill it out and it's not even gonna affect your credit score. I mean, like I said, if you are new and you already didn't mess with your credit, you didn't apply to other cards, like I'd say 95% of the chance you're gonna get approved for this, and this is how you wanna start. So once you get approved for this, you're gonna have to make a deposit. Like I said, I made a deposit of $200, but I mean, just depending on what you can afford, you can make at least $250 or up to $200. But just remember that you don't want to max the whole thing out. You want to use only 30% of it. Now after, I believe, what is it, 6 months? Let me see what this card says. Oh, it doesn't say here. But after 6 months of you using it and you're oh yeah, it is 6 months right here. So after you use it for 6 months and you make sure your payments are on time, you're not paying the minimum payment, you're avoiding interest and all that. After 6 months, they're gonna boost your credit line. So if it's 200, I think they make it like 500, and then that's how you start building credit. So I think after a year, I was able to apply for my second card, which was this one over here. I applied for the Quicksilver, and I also got approved for that, and they gave me a credit line to start off with, was like $1,500. Now you want to do the same thing regarding where if you, it doesn't matter if you apply to another Capital One card or if you go to a whole different bank, you just want to make sure you're paying your payments on time. And now different cards will have different perks. So this one over here, you get 1.5 cash back on every purchase that you use. But this one over here also has an annual fee of $40 a year. Some of them are free. So this one is 0. This one is 0. But see with this one, you didn't get any cash back. So you just want to kind of, what is this one over here? Refundable $200 deposit. I'm not sure what this one is, but I applied for this one over here. And then see, this is what you want to avoid. This is the biggest thing that you want to stay away from, which is APR. And now this is interest. So if you, let's say you spend $100 and you're only paying the minimum payment, they're going to charge you this much on that $100. So this is something you want to stay away from. You don't want to incur interest ever. I mean, unless you really need to and you have to like skip a month for whatever reason. Consider credit like a loan. They give you, let's say $200, you can use it, and then you got 30 days to pay it back. And then you have different credit cards. So if you go like Chase has some no annual fee cards. They have some with $95. So you really want to start doing research. I really didn't want to make this too detailed. I just want to give you guys the basics of how to start. So make sure, use the link I'm gonna send you, or you could go to the actual website and select the card I just told you about, which is gonna be this one over here, the Platinum Secured. I mean, everyone will have different suggestions for different banks you can go through, but this one over here, I mean, look at the reviews. It has almost 14,000 5-star reviews, so you know it works. So go ahead and use that one if you're just starting off, and then maybe if you guys are more interested, I can actually make a whole separate video with actual details on what you can do with your credit once you build it, and then once you incur like better rates and stuff. So let me show you this real quick before I end this video. So this is what affects your credit, right? This is the biggest thing right over here. So see, mine is 100% because I don't play around with my score. You have to make 100%. Well, at least try to keep it around here, you know, good or excellent. Make your payments on time always. Your oldest credit line. So if you're gonna start off with this credit card that I just told you about, never close that account. Your first credit card should always stay open. So see right here, this one has a pretty moderate impact on your score. I've had mine for 7 years. So and then the credit used, this is a very high impact on your score as well. So like I said, you're only supposed to use 30% of your available credit, or maybe less. So that's how you keep your score up on that. This is a big impact on your credit score, so make sure you pay attention to this. And then the rest of them aren't really as bad. So your available credit is a low impact. Your new accounts is a low impact because people are steadily, you know, opening new accounts, closing accounts, so they didn't really focus on that. And then your recent inquiries is also a low impact because I'm always, you know, if I'm getting a new car, they got to run my credit, so that's inquiry, and that's how that works. So make sure you pay attention to these top 3 over here. Make sure you're always paying your payments on time. Keep your oldest credit line open. Do not close that account, and use less than 30% of your total credit line that you have available. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you learned something off the credit part of it. Like I said, if you're interested in that kind of stuff, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll probably make another video with more information and more details about that whole topic. So make sure you guys stay, follow along. If you're new, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button to support the channel, and I'll see you back on the